So, hello and welcome and a wonderful evening on Tuesday evening here for the Crossplay GT3 Championship by the Apex Online Racing guys. And we are here for round 8, I think. Yeah, at Misano, or to be concrete, at the Misano World Circuit Marco Simoncelli. And here are the last winner in this season. So we have Hyans, who did his first P1. No, it's his second P1. But today's fastest lap in the training session comes from Jared Vermeulen, the current leader of the championship, after I think 3, 4, 5, I don't know how many victories he got. I think he lost only 2 races. One was last week and one was the race he could not finish. Let's see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 races he was able to win, and 2 victories from Martin. Let's see if there were some changes last week. I don't think that there were great changes. Oh yes, Victor was able to overtake Toby. And then we have Chris Egert in front of Fabian Paul on P8. Daniel Kemendi P9, still fastest silver driver, or first silver driver, followed by Oscar Frisk. And then we have Adam Chobor P11 and Misha Huitzing now on P12. So we was able to climb 8 positions. And Adam was able to jump up 1 position. Yeah, and we have the what? I'm a little bit confused, because here we have Dorian changed with Victor, but I think that's a mistake. I think Victor and Toby are switching, or have switched positions, and not the French and the Hungarian driver. No, just wait, the Swedish driver, sorry, it was Victor, and yeah. So I think Dorian stays on P3 and does not climb 1 position, and Victor was able to overtake Toby. Ah, and now I know why they're standing Toby Klingen, cause I switched to German, and so it makes, from Blades it makes Klingen. So, but now let's take a look on today's standing during the training session. We have Misha, still the fastest silver driver. Then we have Dave Urban and Toby Klingen, Blades. And Paul on P6, followed by Lloyd Chapman, then Eric Stander, Norbert Overy, then Sebastian Sandham, Adam Chobor P11, Fabian Radek only 12th, or P12. Then we have Chris Egert Rüngjanen, also only P13. With Ray van Buren P14. Then we have, I think it's a new driver. Green light, go, go, go. Sulim, yeah. didn't heard about Sulim. So just let me take a look. Here is no Sulim, so maybe it's Przemek Sulim. It's a Polish driver. And we're going on the street, on the road. Yeah, in front of Toby we have the German driver in the AMG. And I think we have Furians right in front of Toby. Oh, and there is a slow car right behind these two. And now Martin is getting closer to the McLaren in front of him. We have the first time by Victor Hammerlund and Dorian Castelli. Jared on P1. Williams P2. Oh, and Toby in front of Dorian and the other drivers behind. And Urban in front of Hammerlund. But again the lead from Jared and Martin. .75 thousandths of a second between these two. And then we have Toby and Dorian, the two below, I don't know exactly the name of the team. Maybe Velocity Racers? I don't know exactly. Oh, and Adam between these two. So there was just a little gap between Toby and Dorian. But it was big enough for the number 15 to dive into it. And then we have Dave with the fastest BMW and Paul on 7th place. after some really hard races for the number 10. Oh, and Overy, well, with a fast time, P6. Oh, and here comes the German driver. P6 for Fabian. But not for long, cause Eric Stander is faster than Toby. Oh, and another really fast time from Jared. Now 2.7 of a second faster than his teammate. Then we have Dorian, Stander, Blades, then Chobor and Radek. Fiedler P8, Overy P9, followed by Urban. Still the fastest BMW, but only on P10, and then we have Sandham. No, and Urban out of the top 10, cause Overy now also out of the top 10. Was another new driver here is now the fastest BMW, and this is Gushmix Soli, I think an Italian driver. No, it's another Hungarian driver, so Gushmix Soli, but also he gets out of the top 10. Now he's no more part of the top 10. Of course, Urban with another fast lap, and Toby P3, and Misha Hützing again fastest silver driver, P4 this time, followed by Dorian Castelli. And then we have Dave Urban, the fastest BMW, now on P6 in front of Stander, the fastest McLaren. Then we have Adam Chobor and the only AMG or Mercedes in this championship, as I know. Then comes Paul on P10 and only P11 for the second Mustang, and P12 for the third one. So this is the Swedish Latin driver, it's Victor Hammerlund, and if this is or would be the result of the race, I think he will lost P4 against Toby again. And then we have Chris Egert-Rüngianen, the Estonian driver, only P12. Then Gushmix Soli, the Hungarian BMW driver, and Daniel Kamendi, the leader of the Silver Grid drivers. But not today, cause we have Misha P5. Oh, and Dorian is able to jump between Jared and Martin. So maybe the first attack from Dorian against Martin, or not the first, but the next attack in the fight for P2 in the standings. And Toby P4 wants to get back in the 4th position in this championship standing, and does everything for it, cause Victor only P12. And then Norbert Overy P16, Sandham. Oh, Sandham climbs up to P13. Jumps between Hammerlund and Rüngianen. And Jeffrey van Buren P15 right now. And so Kamandi, Overy, Slater, McMutt, so except Misha Hützing, we have the nearly a order between the platinum and the silver drivers today. So this is really interesting. I think it's the first time that we see something like this. Oh, and now Martin with the fastest lap. So here the next attack from the Dutch driver against his South African teammate. So maybe the next top race for Martin. Yeah. He's still able to win this championship. And still fastest driver in the qualification is Martin. Let's see if Jared is able to get another faster time. But it's really close, so the first one, who is a little bit more than 10 seconds behind Martin, is P10. So it's nearly 1/10 between the only drivers, between P1 and P10. And P21 is only 1.7 seconds behind Hyans. So it's getting closer. It's getting closer through the field. Oh, and it's still only half of a tenth between Jared and Martin. Yeah, but last try here for Jared to get the pole position. Toby P5 behind Hützing, who is still the fastest silver driver, and then comes Overy P8, Kamandi P11. Oh, sorry. This is just the reminder that my favorite football team's playing, or soccer team's playing. Yeah, Daniel Kamandi now P12, Lloyd Chapman P14, and then from P19 till the end of the grid we have the silver drivers. Yeah, but now we have 4 silver drivers between all the platinum drivers. And let's see, is Jeffrey, yeah, Jeffrey is able, not Jeffrey, Jared, sorry, I'm totally confused, but yeah, Jared is able to, no, he isn't, cause Martin comes from behind and does another fast lap time with a 1:32.900. And so we have Martin with the pole position. Paul jumps up to P8. Norbert P9. And let's see if Dorian is able to get another little bit faster. Oh, and we have Urban P4. And let's see. Misha and Toby already in the pits. So I think only one or two more drivers are able to... Oh, and it's not... Dorian. Maybe it's Soli. Soli could... No, Soli is also... And so here we have... No? Stunder comes into the pits. Obor is already in the pits. I think it's Vukasovic who did another time, or maybe it was Rönkjanen who was able to jump up to P10. Oh, and Hammerlund only on P18, which is really not so good for the fight between him and Toby. So yeah, let's do a little commercial break, because I need a little break for, I think you know what for. So, and we are back in 1.5 minutes, and then let's talk about the start formation. So, and I think every one of you is back. So let's see, we have, let's start from behind. We have today 32 drivers. Oh, and what a shame, Paul with a disconnect in the starting formation, and so he jumps up to the last position. So P32 for Paul, really hard again. Then we have Sutenbier behind McCallum, Laszlo Mihaly, who I think wasn't allowed to take part of the qualification. Then Mr. S. Lift, P28, Stephen Archibald, P27, Tarek Tamash, one of the Aston drivers, I think, no, together with Laszlo, the two Aston drivers. Then Vukasovic in the Porsche, beside Frisk, one of the two Swedish Mustang drivers, Atti Klassen, today in front of Frisk. the second South African driver, then Roland Jordan, Mac Mats, one of the Polish drivers, Kendall Slater, Zsolt Barabas, the Hungarian driver with the Nissan GTR, then Julim,
20 seconds.
one of the two new drivers, and then we have P17 for Victor Hammerlund, Adam Chobor, P16, P15 for Radek. Oh, and this was the first goal for St. Pauli. Then Lloyd Chapman, Daniel Kemendi, P13, Jeffrey Van Buren, P12, Alex Stander, P11, and then we have the top 10. Norbert Overy, Chris Egert Ründjanen, Steven Sandham, the new driver Jolie, but he did the mistake and missed the start. Oh no. Then we have Toby, P6, Hützing, P5, Dave Urban, P4, Dorian Castelli, P3, Jared Vermeulen, P2, and Martin Huyjans with today's pole position. And what a big mistake from the number 516. Wasn't ready when the formation lap starts, and this makes you instantly jump into the pits, and so you're starting from behind. This could be a little it could be positive. There is a big crash during the start, but if you are P7, you hopefully not part of this crash, and so I think he's losing more than he wins by this fault thing. And normally we are watching the driver of the week from last week, but to be honest, I don't know who is driver or who gets driver of the. I really don't know, so sorry. Maybe no, I don't know. It was. Oh, it's Adam Chobor. So. Oh, where is Adam? Here we have Adam. Oh, it's only P15, so it's far behind.
Go, go, go.
So now let's see the start. Oh, and there is Toby with some problems, getting pushed from behind, but I think he could stay on his position right behind Hützing and in front of Stanham. Oh, and Daniel Kemendi in the pits. What's wrong there? Oh, and Huyjans still in the lead, followed by his teammate. Then we have Dorian P3, Dave P4, and here we have the fight between Sandham, who gets P5 against Toby. And Toby now on P6. Right in front of Overy. Oh, and Huizing also loses some positions. So I think Toby stays on P6. Sandham now in front of Toby and Huizing on P9 behind Toby. In front of these we have Martin half of a second in front of Jared, who is half of a second in front of Dorian. And then we have nearly exactly 1 second between the two Ds, between the French driver Dorian and the, I think, Hungarian driver Dave. And behind these two we have Sandham and Blades. Overy 1 second behind Toby, fighting against Thunder and Huizing. Here we have Overy, and then we have the second McLaren. And then comes Huizing, who lost some positions, and I think his main problem is that he lost the position against Norbert Overy. So he isn't only the second silver drivers at this moment. Yeah, and let's see for the other interesting drivers. We have Hammerlund now on P15. Just behind the Radek. In front of Barabbas. Paul on P20. And Soli only P31 in front of Kamendi, who did an early break. Or not break, but pit stop. And Toby isn't able to attack Sebastian Sandham. And meanwhile, it's nearly 2 seconds between Urban and Sandham. But most of the gaps here on top of the field are getting bigger. So we have 1.2 seconds between Dorian and Jared. But Jared's still right behind his teammate. Oh no, and we lost Dorian. So now we have nearly 3 seconds between P2 and P3. And Dave is the new third placed driver. And then we have Sandham and Toby Blades fighting for P4. And Overy P6 in front of Standard. And then we have Huizing and Rünkjanen. Van Goren P10. Is fighting against Chapman. So here the silver driver is attacking the gold or the platinum driver. And right behind these two we have Chobor and Radek. And then we have Hammerlund now P14 or in front of the Porsche. Now P17 fighting against Zulin or Zulin. And here we have P98765. I think we can see up to P4. And I think sometimes we can also see P3. There you could see the colorful BMW. Oh, and maybe we just missed the attack from Toby, and now we have Toby on P4 in front of Sandham. Oh, and here we just saw a little attack from the platinum McLaren against the silver McLaren. And here we have Sandham now behind Toby. And Standard did a hard try to attack Overy. Oh, and here little mistake from Overy. But he's still able to stay in front of Standard, or isn't he? So let's see now on the outside. I think maybe he tries a switchback. Yeah. Oh, and I think this goes well for the platinum driver until this place. Nice to watch. Toby stays in front of Sandham, but he's nearly 5 seconds behind Urban. This is really interesting here. Now we have the fight between Standard and Rüngjanen. To be honest, I hate the cameras here at Misano, so I also hate the helicopter cam all the time, but it's the best camera to watch fights here at Misano. Or maybe we are using Witzing. But then we are missing maybe the fight between Van Buren and Chapman. Oh, and we are just missing the... Oh, and big mistake by Standard. So not only Chris Egert is able to overtake the McLaren, but also Misha Hützing now on 8th place. And Standard only P9. And Toby stays 4.9 seconds behind Urban. And Jared with the fastest lap, still behind his teammate. So at the moment there is no way for the Ferrari to get in front of the Mustang. But we can't say that he's trying. Oh, and here. Two fights behind each other. We have Chapman against Van Buren and Chobor fighting against Radek. Oh, and in front of these we have the big mistake. I'm not sure if it was a little hit by the other driver or if it was a mistake from Hützing himself. Oh, and there is another big... Oh, and here's another crash, and we just saw that Radek and... I think it was... Not, it wasn't Standard. It was Radek and who else? Maybe Van Buren did another crash. By the way, Hammerlund meanwhile in the top 10, P9 for the Swedish Mustang driver. Right behind Stander. Yeah. Hello. By the way, here we have Dorian. Yeah, really sad, this disconnect. Yeah, this is always stupid. So, and here we have the two aliens with who Dorian just speaks over. Sorry, I don't know. And Toby is getting a little bit closer to Dave. Here we have Urban, the BMW who gets P3 because of the disconnect of Dorian. And then we have Toby, who was able to get back P4. And here we have Lukasovic against Huizing and Radek. We have Barabbas against Suli fighting here, and the Porsche is still in front of the Ferrari. Hoppala. And now we have the Ferrari against the AMG. And with the better ending for the German driver. So Radek now in front of Huizing. Janen still fighting against Ovary. And we have the question for Kamandi. Yeah, Kamandi gets in the pits right after the introduction lap, and so he fell back on the last position, and now he's P25. But I don't know what this was, cause he did not mandatory pit stop. So I don't know why and what happens to Kanandi. But at the moment he's P25 right behind Soli and Mihaly. And now we have Radek in front of Hutzing and Vukasovic. So Vukasovic back up to P15, Hutzing now P14 and Radek 3 seconds behind Sulin and right in front of Hutzing. And here we have the fight between the first silver driver and the 6th platinum driver. Indianen against Overi. And here we have the fight for P4. But I think Toby isn't getting closer to Urban. And he's not really get away from Sandham. And then we have Vermeulen again right behind Williams. And maybe this is the next race when the pit stop is the most important fact. Yeah, and sometimes we have some tries by Jared to get the first place, but till now it's only tries. and Rünkjanen side by side with Ovary, and Rünkjanen now I think he's in front of Ovary. Next two turns are left-handed. And so we have Rünkjanen now P5. So the fastest Estonian driver now in front of the fastest McLaren. Oh, and where is... what happens to Sandham? By the way, Kemendi is in the pits. Oh, and Sandham also was in the pits. Or was in for his pit stop. And this is why we have now this Egert in 5th place. And I don't know, but maybe he's still right behind Sandham. No, it's not Sandham, but was it? Was it Witzing? Yeah, I think it was Witzing. And we have the next pit stop, and it's the pit stop by Ovary, and we have the pit stop by Jared. Barabas is coming in for his pit stop. And let's see where Jared comes out. He's back on track. But like we see, he's right in front of Mihaly. So P16, I think. Yeah. 5 seconds behind McCallum, which is okay, cause he has no driver right in front of him. And then we have the pit stops by Huyans and Urban, 1 lap after the pit stop from Jared. So, and let's see if the undercut is faster. Oh, what's happens now. So, and Martin done with his pit stop, but not on track at this time. Oh, and I think this could be really close, but like we see here, Jared stays behind his teammates, so Martin's still the leader of this race. Also, they both are P10 and 11 at the moment. Toby the first driver at the moment. Yeah, and Sandham with a drive-through penalty. So he will lose a lot of time because of this. Okay, not so much time like he lost at Spa. So, and hallo Bernd. Da können wir ja auch mal ganz kurz aufs Deutsch wechseln. Ja, wir sind also hier schon mittendrin in der zweiten Hälfte des Rennens. Wir haben wieder mal den Zweikampf zwischen Jared und Martin. Währenddessen wir auf den Boxenstopp von Toby gewartet haben, der ist auch schon durch. Der ist erstmal zurückgefallen hinter Sandham, aber wir sehen das Ganze spätestens jetzt Makulatur, denn jetzt gibt es hier den zweiten, in Anführungsstrichen, Boxenstopp von Sandham. Der muss aber nicht stoppen. Der muss nur einmal durchfahren, aber das reicht schon aus, um hier nicht nur einen, sondern wahrscheinlich sogar einige Plätze zu verlieren. Toby ist da mit Sicherheit schon durch und auch Overy hat sich da schon den Platz gesichert. So kann das gehen. Einmal nicht aufgepasst. So, jetzt kommt Rünkjanen an die Box. So, let's switch back to English. Now we have Rünkjanen coming into the pits. And Rünkjan stays behind Toby. Maybe he's able to stay in front of Overy. So let's see. No. Overy again in front of the Estonian Mustang driver. So there we have Overy and 1.2 seconds behind. We have Rynkianen. Yeah, but I think so. Bernd just right. If you have the flow, then the track is not so bad. But I think this is the secret of all the tracks. If you have the flow of Mount Panorama is really easy, but you're not able to find your flow. You will have problems on every track. So, and then we have the pit stop by Schulim and McMutz. I think the two Polish drivers, but I'm not sure about Schulim. Yeah, it's the other Polish driver. Oh, and what is this? I'm totally sorry. We have Jans behind Vermeulen. So let's take a look for the number 13? So, and let's see where Jared was able to overtake his teammate. So here he is really close behind the Mustang. Oh, and this was really good by the South African driver, and maybe this... oh, maybe it isn't enough. Looks like a really good entrance for the straight. Ah, and here we have the attack on the outside, and so he is on the inside for the next corner. And this brings him the lead. What a fantastic attack by Jared against Martin. So we have the lead by our championship leader. And Martin now P2. Toby still P4, 5.2 seconds in front of Overy. And Overy again fighting against Rynkianen. Hammerlund P7, Chobor P8. Then Stander and Sandham only P10 after his drive-through penalty. So he lost 6 positions. Only because of this. It's not one mistake, it's 4 mistakes at least for a drive-through penalty. Oh, and here we have the next fight. And again, Rynkianen is a little bit faster than Overy, and Overy again 1 lap behind. Not 1 lap, but 1 place behind the Estonian Mustang driver. So, in just 1 second we need to go in the options so that we can use some different camera views. Meanwhile, we have more than a second between Martin and Jared. I think there needs to be a big mistake by Jared that Martin is getting back on top of the track, on top of the field. So, and then we have the next fights here between Barabas, Radek and Witzing. So the two silver drivers are playing with a platinum driver. So the AMG between the GTR and the Ferrari. So, and Radek tries his best to get away or in front at least of these two drivers. And Witzing only P3 in the silver rating after a real good starting position. So, and we had another drive-through by our number 10, which is Paul. Oh, and so Paul back up to P29. So another really hard race for Paul. Better exit here by Witzing, and is he able to get in front of Radek? No, I don't think so. But this is good for Scholt. And now on the inside. But not really. And from behind we have Sulin coming closer. We have Soli against Archibald, P17 and P18, and Denny Schuttenbier and Oscar Frisk are right behind them. Oh, and Radek with the drive-through, and so he will fall back behind at least Huitzing. And here we have Frisk against Archibald. Oh, and Archibald now under pressure by Sutenbier. So 2 places lost by Archibald. And so Frisk P18, P19 for Sutenbier and only P20 for Archibald. But no, they are all winning 1 position, cause Radek still in the pits. So P16 for Soli, P17 for Frisk, 18 Sutenbier and P19 for Archibald, and also Vukasovic is now part of the top 20. And here we have Chobor against Hammerlund and Stander. So is Chobor helping Toby. Oh, and now comes the McLaren. And still 10 minutes to go. Oh, and here we have Stander now in front of Chobor. Good news for Hammerlund. Meanwhile, it's quite a second between the Mustang and the McLaren. And then we have Huitzing and Barabas fighting for the second place in the silver rating. Sandham still P10. And Overy P6. Fastest silver rating driver today. or maybe not the fastest, but the first silver rating driver, so you don't have to be the fastest to be the first. So, and Daniel Kamendi P15, which is 1, 2, 4, 5, P6 in the silver rating. I'm not sure if this is enough to stay in the lead in his rating. Went Witzing with the attack, and I think now he's not finally in front of Tobor, but no, Barabbas, but no, he isn't. No, still P11 for Barabbas, unlike we have it here on the left side. And now we have Sulim coming from behind. So, but the number 91 with a drive-through, so everything okay for Barabbas and Huizing. No pressure from behind because of the DT. And so Kendall will get P4 in the silver rating standings, and Kamendi will get P5 because they are really close behind Sulim. Yeah, but still a lot of points for Overy, who is on P7 right now, but he has Stander, and not only Stander behind him. Oh no, and Stander now in front of Overy, so Overy only P8, and we just see the pit stop or the drive-through from Sulin, and so we have Slater P13 and Kamendi P14, and still the fight between Witzing and Barabbas for the second silver place. And we have Stander against Hammerlund, and Hammerlund also in front of Overy. And this is bad news for Toby, cause Toby only 2 places in front of Hammerlund at this moment. Oh, and also Chobor in... Oh, and what's going on with Overy? Oh no! He needs to do another pit stop. And so he will lose P1 in the silver rating. And so we have Barabbas and Witzing not fighting for the second place anymore, but now they are fighting for the win of the silver ratings, silver rating drivers. And what happens to Overy? We have the next drive-through penalty, or the next 2. We have Stander on 7th place and Frisk on P17, who have to get into the pits for a drive-through, and Frisk is coming in already. And here we have the fight for the win in the silver rating. Slater meanwhile P3, but he's under pressure from Kamendi, who is able to get P3, and this will makes him still the leader of the silver rating. I think also P4 is enough for him. And look at this fight between Barabas and Huizing, now P9 and 10. Oh, and we have the next drive-through penalty, and it's for Overy, the guy who... and also Kendall. Oh, and this makes Kemendi already P3. Now a lot of drive-through penalties during the last minutes. And who will see the finish line first? Jolt or Misha? At the moment we have two Dutch drivers in second place in every grid. So Martin P2 in the platinum grid and overall, and Misha P2 in the silver rating grid. But Misha still really close behind the leading car here in the silver rating grid. And still 1 minute to go. I think 2 more laps for Jolt and Misha. And behind these two we have our leader. And this means we have 1 more lap for Jared.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now.
And now we have the pit stop from Kendall. And this brings Kemendi up to P11 and the third place in the silver rating. And 1 more lap for Misha and 1 more lap for Scholl, the one to attack and the other one to defend himself. Yeah, we just saw the drive-through from Slater. Oh no! And what happens now? Oh no, and just one... No! No, what's this? Oh no, it's totally bullshit. What is this? I did... What? No. Oh no. And now? And now? Okay, we try to figure out what now. So we are getting into ready for interview and just wait if there is someone joining us or if we get some information. So, and now? What we are doing now? Well, must see. Okay, so I think we will use the positions when Jared finished the penultimate lap. I think they can use it. So if I'm right, we have Jared in the lead, then we have Martin in front of Dave Urban, then we have Toby P4. I really don't know who was P5. Sorry for this. I think Victor was P6 or P7, maybe. Should we start again? Lloyd Chapman just asked, did we start it? Should we start again? And Oscar Frisk won 2 laps prior because of the drive-through. Yeah, but this is really interesting. So what did they do with the 2 drive-through guys? So one did his drive-through and the other one not. Really interesting. So many questions, and this is really a sad ending for a really interesting race. Yeah. So I think we need to wait till next week, when we are in Germany at the Nordschleife. And then I will start a little bit earlier and we will talk about the final result of today's race. I think P1 and 2, for example, are totally clear, and P3 and 4 also. But at least when we are coming to the 2 drivers with the drive-through, it will get really interesting. So let's see, and yeah, let's call it a day. I think there is no more to say. Yeah, start again. Yeah, so let's say good night. We see each other on Friday, cause no race tomorrow and no race during the next 2 days. So on Friday we see each other back at the Schwitzer Racing League, the GT Masters. Yeah, and then we will see next week what are the results for today's race. Also von daher auch dann nochmal auf Deutsch, Bernd. Gute Nacht, wir sehen uns, wie schon gesagt, am Freitag bei den Schwitzern. Da können wir ja nochmal ganz kurz reinschauen, wo die am Freitag sind. Dann wissen wir nämlich... Schön. Dann sehen wir, dass auf Bratwurst sind. Da freuen wir uns doch drauf. Also Mount Panorama am Freitag. Bis dahin erstmal schönen Abend, seid lieb zueinander, haltet die Ohren steif, bla 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 bla. Und das war's für heute.